All right, y'all, Rick's About the Morning Show. Hey, we got the one and only Dr. MJ Collier on with us this morning. Dr. Collier, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey. Smiley in this time for our coronavirus update. We got some good news and we got some bad news. So let's talk about it. The number of cases is rising again, following a steep decline and then plateauing for several weeks. An average increase of 10% from the previous week has been noted. People under 60 are accounting for the majority of the new COVID cases across the country, Rickey. This is likely a testament to the success of the vaccines that have been administered to older individuals and more vulnerable Americans. So the people that have been vaccinated are not getting sick. It's just the people that are under 50. So doctors say that patients seeking care this time are younger and notably not as sick, so they're having milder cases. In New York, where cases are rising, some COVID-19 patients still require hospitalizations, but the numbers of such patients are nowhere near the astronomical levels from a year ago. Now most of the cases are mild. The cases are being seen as the younger groups that probably aren't eligible for vaccines yet. In Michigan, the number of cases has more than doubled in the past 2 weeks, where doctors are seeing increases in patients between the ages of 10 and 60, with hospitalizations among people in their 50s rising at the fastest rate. So even if you may be at lower risk for getting the virus, you can still get the virus. People simply cannot let their guard down. Nobody's living in the bubble like the NBA did. We're seeing a fair share of people who require hospitalizations and ICU admissions in their 40s now. So that demographic is being basically targeted by the virus. So they've been traveling, they've been going to gatherings outside the state, and you'll see families that are coming in, say like from a wedding, and multiple family members have gotten the virus from a similar event. Spring break is probably also partially to blame for the recent rise in cases, because people came from various states who rolled back their restrictions and mask mandates, then returned home, and then they're passing the virus around. So a lot of places opened up, and we saw more travel for spring break, and we certainly expected a bump in cases. But when these people go back home to their workplaces, their loved ones, their family members, more of the high-risk people are going to have to be vaccinated. So that's where we are with that, Rickey. Let's go to the calls.
All right, you're on with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
Okay, yes, good morning. I just wanted to know if you have food allergies like egg, fish, and I have a couple more. But I want to know, is the vaccine safe to take with those allergies?
Should be safe with those allergies. There's no food components in there. You know, with the old flu virus, if you had egg allergies, etc., that's no longer the case because it doesn't is made synthetically. So with the coronavirus vaccines, you should have no problems. But again, check with your personal physician. There are blood allergy tests now that you can get without getting scratched that are very highly sensitive, and they'll make you aware of some foods and some environmental allergens that you probably aren't aware of. I had a black man last week that was allergic to shrimp and chicken. He like to lost his mind.
Wow. All right, you're on with Dr. MJ Collier. Good morning.
Hi, my name is Val. Just a question about the shot. Basically, how long do you have before you take your first shot to take your second shot? And also, I was concerned about the pills that you mentioned. Is it going to be very expensive, or is it going to be similar to the pill that we take when we take the flu shot?
I'm sure that the oral medications, there's one pending from Merck and another one now from Pfizer, and those both oral treatments will probably not be cheap. Let's place it that way. But insurance companies will probably cover a lot of it or most of it. But if you get it and you take that medication, it's probably going to save you money in the long run from hospitalizations, time off work, etc. Now, the flu vaccines, one takes 3 weeks. You take one and you take the second dose 21 days later. The other two, you take the second dose 4 weeks later. And then you have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is one shot, one time. So the objective is to get whichever vaccine is available for you, and just make sure you keep your follow-up appointment to get your second shot, because that will optimize your immunity.
All right, real quick. You're on with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
I appreciate it. It's a two-part question. One, I got like an autoimmune disease, and it caused me to lose a lot of my sight with something called uveitis. Now, I want to know, is that ideal for me to get the vaccine? And part two is, with this uveitis and me actually dealing with it now, I'm only 25. Now, is there something I could do other than the medicines they give me, like naturally, to help with treating the inflammation on my eyes?
Well, definitely. Uveitis and other eye diseases of the retina have been shown to be very responsive to vitamin therapy and supplement therapy. So I definitely will make sure that you're taking your vitamin D and your omega-3 fish oil. There are a couple of vitamins that are very specific for the eyes. You can do a little Google research on, but I highly recommend that you take those in addition to the medications that they're giving you. Uveitis means inflammation of the inside of the eye. So you need to make sure that you take care of that, because you're young and you're going to have to be dealing with this probably for your lifetime. This is not curable, but it is controllable and treatable. But you have to stay on top of your regimen so that you don't lose your vision.
All right, Dr. Collier, give us the disclaimer.
Okay, these are the opinions of Dr. MJ Collier, not those of Mr. Rickey Smiley. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show crew, all of the morning show, or its radio affiliates around the country